Let's talk about your good friend Bill O'Reilly. Now, my understanding is that you guys started out together in show business, and then your paths diverged, and now he's you guys have come back around in many respects. He's on Newsmax TV, which I know that you were up for this slot, and you didn't get it. Maybe it was because of anti-Semitism. Maybe not. I don't know. But
I sure hope it was.
So this is important stuff because Bill O'Reilly is talking about his experience at a Fleetwood Mac concert, interacting with millennials.
There's a lot of millennials at the Fleetwood Mac concert.
And
There's a lot.
Let's watch a little bit of this because real news. Better talk. Newsmax TV.
Hey, I'm Bill O'Reilly, and this is the Talking Points Memo. Last night I was at the Fleetwood Mac concert in Madison Square Garden, New York City, and I learned something. I already knew that Fleetwood Mac was a terrific group. And it's just amazing to see Stevie Nicks, 71, Christine McVie, mid-70s, Mick Fleetwood, mid-70s, John McVie, mid-70s. Perform for 2 hours and 10 minutes on stage. It's just amazing. 70s to new 40, I guess. So they were great. And the crowd was
if 70s
sold
to new
out.
40, how old is Bill O'Reilly?
I got to see a lot of people. And it occurred to me that there's a change happening in America. So the crowd was equally
You ready for
divided.
this, folks? Now, hold up, pause it. The change, and I don't want to tip anything off, it seems to be that there are new people being born and growing older, and then they get to a certain age, and they're older than they were when they were born.
The change that's happening in America is Lindsey Buckingham has left Fleetwood Mac again.
I don't understand.
The crowd was equally divided between boomers, baby boomers like me, who grew up with Fleetwood Mac, and then millennial Generation Z, younger people, primarily women, who admire Stevie Nicks and Christine McVie as feminine icons. So the baby boomers are watching the show, and they're fairly calm because they're old. All right? And they had a couple before they came in. They're mellow.
He's just talking about himself. Wait, I preloaded before I got to the show, he's saying.
Millennials, generally speaking, but I didn't see one without, watch the show with this in their hand. It's like they're
holding up a phone,
texting every song. And they were taking some pictures, but at the Garden, it's hard to take pictures.
I always text songs.
Because you're away, and the stage is lit, but it's not a picture kind of thing. Maybe they were recording, but they all had this in their hand. Boomers know.
It's doable.
Wow. Yeah, it's pretty stunning.
So I got loaded in Long Island. I got my Puerto Rican limo driver to take me. I always call the building. I say, hey, let's go see Fleetwood, Javier, but you wait in the car. And then I was there, and everybody was mellow. It was really good. And they came out, these fucking kids are taking pictures.
Can we play it, like put up the speed so we can get to the payoff? Because I'm curious as to what the big change in America
is. The payoff is, you fucking Jew. Society's imploding. I'm on Newsmax, and there's 30-year-olds seeing Stevie Nicks, who I used to jerk off to in the Inside Edition days.
All right, this is 1.2 speed.
I think, okay, 1.2 speed.
No. They're millennials are taking selfies and bending over like pretzels to try to get them in the stage and all that. A couple of things.
Okay.
The band was non-political. Now, I know the band for many years, and some of them are political, but they didn't do that. And they stood away from all that, all right, which was good. People don't pay a lot of money, and it is a lot of money to go see Fleetwood Mac, to hear entertainers spout off stuff. The music of Fleetwood Mac is classic. It's timeless. And there are some songs where you want to jump up and dance, and that's fine. That's fine. But the millennial Generation Z people would never sit down. From the time it started to the time it ended, they were standing up. And there were people behind them. You know, some of these people were 75, 80. And they couldn't see. And the millennials didn't care. Not at all. Because I saw a confrontation.
Sam, I have a question.
Some of us are loaded in our mid-60s and had to leave a major cable network because we called black women mochachinos and asked if they wanted extra milk with that. And we were there, and we can't stand up because we're a little drunk. Those are some of the other people that might have been there.
This is all just about a confrontation he had with a millennial, right? Like this was just people were standing in front of him. That's basically what happened, I think.
What I've noticed about America, the way it's changing, is young people are always standing in front of old people now. That's one of the main things about America.
That never happened before.
There was one guy who used to host Inside Edition that had a prominent placement at Fox News who was not standing up because maybe he'd had a little bit to drink, and there were people standing in front of him.
And there were people behind them. Some of these people were 7'5", 8", and they couldn't see. And the millennials didn't care.
They didn't care.
Not at all. Because I saw confrontations.
Oh, yeah.
I actually had one, but the guard, all right, because I've been going there for many years. But this drunken guy stands right next to me in my party on the aisle. He didn't have a seat. He just kind of ran down, stood on the aisle, weaving like this. And I said, "Hey, sir, you're blocking our vision." And I gave him a look, and then I stood up, all 6'4" of me.
Oh, there we go.
And he ran away.
He ran away.
And then the usher came and said, "You want me to?" And I said, "No. Just make sure he doesn't come back." So the people who were standing and dancing they couldn't care less.
They couldn't care less
about if anybody could see or what they were doing. And some of these people were like gyrating, like I just hit my mic. That's what they were doing. And I'm going, you know what this is all about? This is all about narcissism. Right. And this is what's happening. Because this thing is you now. This is like your hand. It's an extension of your body. And if these millennials or Z people or whatever, they lose this,
Jay-Z
or they don't have it, that's big.
I was surprised
They
by
gotta have it.
Jay-Z people were at
And
the
the boomers
concert,
too.
if you know what I mean.
I'm not saying the boomers aren't doing this, but the younger Americans under 40 really addicted. And so everything is coming through this into here. It goes bing, bing. Instead of coming from life into here, they have this in between. Now, what this does is it makes everything center around you because people are texting you, Instagramming you, Facebooking you, whatever you're doing.
Right.
You.
It's like Neil.
So therefore, the mentality becomes, it's all about me. It's about me. The whole
You know what's
life
amazing
experience,
about
me.
this? Hold on, pause it. He is now finally coming around to doing Al Franken's bit from Saturday Night Live, the Me Generation, which is stunning.
Yes.
Bill O'Reilly has finally adopted Al Franken's perspective on the world. After all these years,
his delivery of there were confrontations. I had one.
Just coincidentally.
Yeah, how dare people dance at a concert?
I know, that's the amazing thing. He's making an argument that is completely lacking in profundity, that phones allow us to mediate our reality, and then tying it into, and that's why people dance at concerts.
No, what you're supposed to do as boomers, you go to see Fleetwood Mac. It's like going to the symphony, and you get drunk. And you sit there
like at the opera.
First you go, you pregame, then you go to the opera.
Are we done
sit
with
down,
it? Are we done? Yeah, I think we've
and
watched
you
all
watch
that we can.
the goddamn performance.
I hope that millennial blocked him on purpose. I would have if I were him.
I mean, I'm surprised that people weren't protesting him.
Oh, it would be so funny to be standing up right in front of Bill O'Reilly at a Fleetwood Mac concert.
I think I might just start going to Fleetwood Mac concerts with the hopes that I'm going to run into him and just stand up in front of him.
I probably would have sat down, but now that I know Bill O'Reilly is...
He also just revealed that he wasn't in a box.
You didn't have a box?
He didn't have a box, because someone was standing in the aisle next to him.
Well, you could be in an aisle in the box, can't you?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not a box type myself.
Right, no,
so
it must be. But if the usher's coming, the guy had access and could run away. It couldn't have been a box.
Well, whoever did that is basically a troop.
He knew they put him in a special section. It was a no spin zone section, so you weren't allowed.
That's what he was mad about when the millennials kept spinning.
I'm telling you, he brings it. He's obviously read Professor Ben Burgess's book because the logic is spectacular if you listen to his conclusion.
Now, David, do you get up every day and watch O'Reilly on Newsmax? I mean, is that part of your daily ritual?
Yeah, and I'm actually writing a book with him about his experience at the Fleetwood Mac concerts called Killing Soft Rock.
Oh, God.
He brings it home. If you watched it to the very end, he actually makes a really salient point.
Oh, really? Let's watch it. Let's watch it to the end. We only have like a minute left, don't we?
Oh yeah, this is the thing where where you're making fun of him, but he puts a nice bow on this. And Alex Perrine, who's a writer, a great writer, he could learn about this in terms of structure.
Right.
All right, let's hear. Here we go.
Under 40, really addicted.
All right, go forward a little bit
And so
more.
everything is coming through whatever you're doing. You. So therefore, the mentality becomes, it's all about me. It's about me, the whole life experience.
This is why Dennis Miller's not on anymore, because he's taking his shtick.
And this plays out into politics, into voting, into how the country is run. I'm telling you, this socialism thing,
What?
this is what happened. It's not Ocasio-Cortez or Bernie Sanders. It's that.
That's
Well, I
what
want to give me
Alex
mine.
Perrine-
I want it. I'm entitled to it. It's a narcissistic point of view.
Right.
The government is to provide me with education, medical care, housing, food, whatever. Give it to me. And if somebody has
I'm
more
not
than
sure
me,
he knows
I'm
what
taking
socialism
it from them.
is.
And here's another
I'm the
radical
center of the
idea.
universe.
You should be
I'm
able
a
to fuck
narcissist.
up Bill O'Reilly's concert
Bring that
experience
down.
whenever you want.
And that's the Talking Points memo. I'm Bill O'Reilly for Newsmax, reminding you.
So wait a second. So if I understand this correctly, in a socialist country, everyone stands up at concerts? Is that
Yes.
what's going on?
Yeah. And everyone stands and dances in the aisle.
And the more you stand and dance, the more socialist it is.
Wow. That was a nice...
Socialism is when you run out of other people's views of the concert to obstruct.
Sounds, to paraphrase Churchill, it sounds good until you can't see Stevie Nicks anymore.
Everyone under 30 who does not block views at concerts has no heart.
Before I was 30, I was a socialist because I had a heart.
Oh, yeah.
After I
Socialism
was
is great.
70 and drunk,
Socialism
I
is
wasn't a
great
socialist.
until you're 85 years old and try to watch Maroon 5. And all these young whippersnappers are jumping in front of you.
Socialism is fantastic until you're 90, multi-millionaire, trying to watch the Rolling Stones.
Oh,
You know,
my God.
if anything, I mean, I know he's probably only talking about himself. I think baby boomers almost dance more when they go to concerts, in my experience. I brought my mom to a 24-hour drone festival a few years back, and she was actually annoyed that more people weren't dancing.
What hour was it, though? I mean, by hour 22, I feel like people are just fried.
Yeah, it was the evening.
Okay.
It could have been dancing. My mom danced. It was adorable.
There you go.
And at the DSA Christmas party as well that I helped put together, there were some really awesome baby boomers just dancing the whole time down in front. I took a video, so fake news, Bill O'Reilly.
Basically,
that might
baby
be
boomers
English
are the
and
narcissists.
They might be,
and you're dancing is
restless leg
disgusting.
syndrome, and
Well, David, thank you for introducing us to that Bill O'Reilly segment. I feel like I figured it out now.
They all have iPhones,
Yeah.
so all of a sudden they think they should get health care. Anyways.
Alex Perrine texted me to do this joke. I don't think it's funny, Alex. He wants me to do it. Because it's not spontaneous. It was written down. He said, "You do it. You're funny. I don't want to." He said, "This is going to be recorded for a new Fleetwood Mac album entitled 'Fuck It, We'll Do It Live.'" I don't find that funny.
Thank you, though. Thank you for doing it.
it.
I think you delivered it much better than Alex would have, so I
Yeah.
can tell you that right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Well,
It's
David,
like it's punny.
David-
Yeah, it's not funny, Alex.
if someone wanted to, if someone wanted to listen to your podcast, what would they do? Or your radio show, right? It's a radio show podcast, isn't it?
Have silver fillings in their molars, IUDs, we've found that women can hear my show if they have an IUD installed,
Right. And,
Really?
and fillings in their teeth.
Wait, so what is the?
That's
what's
pretty
the,
much-
Yeah, all right. It's
I
interesting.
noticed
Sounds
that,
very
I'll be
Zuckerberg.
I
sure
noticed
to
that
tune
you
in.
named it after yourself. Is that because of your phone use?
My phone use?
Yeah. Like it's all about you, isn't it, David?
What does the O'Reilly factor fit into that whole narcissism spectrum?
My factor.
I mean, no, but I'm just saying, like, not only did you name a show after yourself, it was like your, well, yeah.
Well, glass
I have a
houses,
theory.
Michael.
Anyone who has ever hosted a cable news show has just no business diagnosing another person.
I
with
know, it's
narcissism.
unbelievable.
I'm sorry, I really do.
Guy
wanna,
who like
I look
millions
forward
of
to
dollars paid out
to the
because
Rachel
of his
Maddow in her
sexual
Twilight
assault
years.
and sexual harassing.
Rachel Maddow's like, so we're at the Tracy Chapman concert, and this new generation. And she's going into Fast Car, which is her most famous song. I used to play it on the river. And
This is Ari Melber complaining about a Roots show 20 years from now.
used to be able to go.
That's
And everyone
so true.
was excited to see Questlove.
And now they all have these chips in their head. The chip in their head. It's like it's literally embedded in their heads.
And they're
Now,
singing
we
karaoke
all have it embedded
to
in our
themselves.
heads.
So all of a sudden, I'm not just hearing Tracy. I'm hearing them.
Oh my God.
That's so funny.
David Feldman, thank you so much for your
I
time
love
today,
you.
buddy.
I love you guys.
Thanks
Thank
for
you
coming.
so
I love
much. I
you.
love
All
you
right.
guys.
Very much.